So let's take a closer look now at the controller for these kilns. So I'm showing you here on the hobby one, but this controller is exactly the same for the junior and the mini. So all the instructions that I'm going to tell you now would apply to those kilns as well. There are really good instructions in the instruction manual, so if you find it easier to read instructions rather than listening to me, you'll find nice clear instructions in the manual here, so do take a look in there as well. So taking a look at the controller here, you can see you've got some different buttons down here. We have a P button, we have a start stop button, we have a left and right arrows and a plus and minus arrows as well. So to start programming it, you want to press the P for program. Now, if I press that, it goes straight into program 1. And if I keep pressing it, it will scroll through all of those programs. So this display up here is showing us which program we are looking at. So it will scroll all the way up to P19. Now, if you leave it, it will just go straight into what that program is. This flashing number here is telling me that we're on segment 1 of that program. So it's flashing to tell me that we're programming segment 1, and the RT is the ramp rate. And you can also see this display here is telling me that we are ramping, we're increasing in temperature. Now, I don't want to program 19 at the moment. So I'm just going to press P again, and it will go back to program 1 if I scroll past that one. So before we start programming putting a firing program into the controller, I want to just draw your attention back to the instruction manual here, and you'll notice that towards the end of the instruction manual you can see that you have the firing schedules here. The first 4 firing programs that are pre-programmed into your kiln are our warm glass basic firing schedules recommended for bullseye glass. So you already have a basic full fuse as program 1, a basic slump as program 2, a basic tack or contour fuse as program 3, and as program 4 you have a bubble squeeze firing schedule. Program 19 is the burnout schedule. So that burnout schedule is for when you first get your kiln. You need to run the burnout schedule as the first thing you do. So that's recommended to do in a really well ventilated area. So we recommend a shed or a garage or something like that, somewhere where you can be away from soft furnishings. The reason being, it can be quite smelly, that first firing, and you also might notice a little bit of smoke. This is quite normal. And after that burnout schedule, you shouldn't have any issues with those things. So just make sure you do that one in a well-vented area, and you burn out any organic materials or binders that might be in the insulation of the kiln before you start putting glass in and doing your glass firings. So I'm not going to adjust any of the pre-programmed ones, although you can do if you want to. It would just be a case of scrolling to the right segment and then pressing the plus or minus buttons to increase or decrease that number. But if we want to put in a program from scratch, I'll show you how to do that now. So it's returned to its idle state because I've been talking and I've not been pressing any buttons. So you can see that it's at idle now because it's just reading 0, and it's just reading the ambient temperature of the room at the moment because the kiln's not firing. So I'm going to press P, and it's gone straight to program 1. I don't want to change program 1 because that's my full fuse. I'm going to scroll through to program 5 by pressing that P button. And now I'm going to press the right pointing button, and it's flashing 1. Now, if I wanted to program a delayed start, so I want to program I don't want my kiln to start straight away, I want to put a delay in there, I can press the left button at this stage and then add minutes here. So I want to maybe delay the starting of my kiln for 10 minutes or however long you want to do that, and just press plus or minus to add minutes there, and that's going to add a delay in before your firing program kicks in. But if you don't want to delay, just put that to 0 and press the right hand button again. So it's saying end because nothing's programmed in yet, but if I press the up button, you can see that it's gone to 1 now, and it's saying RT for ramp rate, RT1, and it's got this little symbol here which is showing me a graph of increasing in temperature. So for a full fuse, we want this number to be 222 degrees per hour. So I'm just going to press and hold this plus symbol to get to 222. Oops, gone too far, and then back again to the right number. And then the right button to then program the temperature. So the first temperature on a full fuse, I want to hold at 677. So again, I'm pressing the plus button. Sorry, ooh, too far. I was distracted by talking. So I want to go to 677. There we go. And then the right hand button, and this is the hold time. So you can see that line has gone to a straight line. So it indicates that I'm programming how long I want it to hold at that temperature. So I want to do 30 minutes. There we go. And now we're on to segment 2. And I just press the plus button. I want to go at 333 degrees per hour now. Oops, nearly there. There we go, 333. We're going to do a full fuse, so I want to go up to 804 degrees centigrade. It does suddenly go quite quickly. Oops, too far. But you can see it's quite quick. And I want to hold for 10 minutes. And then the next segment is about cooling down. So again, I'm going to press the up button. Until it says skip. So that's another way of saying I want to cool as fast as possible, because on the cool to annealing temperature, we want to go as fast as possible. So press the up button until it says skip. And then we want to go to our annealing temperature, which is 482. So you can see this symbol here is indicating that we're going down now in temperature. (482), and I want to hold there for an hour. There we go. So it's the hold. And then 83, to 371, and no hold there. So that's a full fuse. If I press the next button again, I could put another segment in there if I wanted to. So if I was putting in a longer schedule, like a casting program or something like that, you have up to 8 segments that you can put into these firing schedules. But we don't need that for a full fuse, so I'm going to leave it at end. And that is now saved. So if I then press the P button, you can see that program 5, if I go back to that, program 5, the top temperature is 804. And if I wanted to just scroll through that, I can press the forwards and backwards buttons to check what that firing schedule is. So I can check, double check, I can adjust if I want to. So if you wanted to adjust any of those preset programs, just scroll through them and adjust those numbers by pressing the up and down buttons. And then when you're ready, select your program and press start, and that will turn the kiln on. And you can see now that this red light here has turned to green and the kiln is now firing. So there we go. That's the controller there for the Hobby One. Again, it's exactly the same controllers as you would find on the Junior or the Mini kilns. So if you need any more information or you prefer written instructions, refer to the instruction manual. Thanks for watching.